Hello everyone. In the previous video, I explained some types of companies under Companies Act 2013. Let us continue that. Let me explain some more types of companies under Companies Act of 2013. So next type is under transferability of shares. Under transferability of shares, the companies are divided into two: private company and public company. To differ the private company with the public company, three restrictions are there. So restrictions are mentioned like R, L and P. R means restrictions, L means limitation, P means prohibition. So restrictions is on transferability of shares. The shareholders or members cannot transfer their shares to the outsiders. Limitation is on members. So here the minimum member required to incorporate the private company is 2 and the maximum members are 200. Prohibition is on public issue. These are three restrictions which we can't see in public limited company. So in public limited company, no three restrictions. This public limited company are of two types: unlisted company and listed company. To establish a private limited company, the minimum share capital required is 1 lakh. To establish a public limited company, the minimum share capital required is 5 lakh. Now it has been removed under the Companies Amendment Act 2015. There is no such restrictions. So that's it about the private and public limited companies. So next type of company under Companies Act of 2013 is domestic and foreign company. What is domestic company? Domestic company is a company which is incorporated under the Companies Act of 2013 and it has its headquarters in India and doing its business within the country. Domestic company may be a public company or private company. So next type of company is foreign company. What is foreign company? Foreign company is incorporated outside India and working in India. Working in India means it may be in any form, like it may have agency in another country, or it has branches in the another country, or it is working electronically, it is doing business electronically, or it may do the business online. So these are all the forms through which the foreign company works outside the country. The one important characteristics of a foreign company is if any Indian citizen or Indian company or both have not less than 51% of share capital, this foreign company will become Indian company. That's it about the domestic and foreign company. So let us move on to the another company, that is one person company. It is also called as one man company. This is the type which is introduced for the first time under the Companies Act 2013. The name itself says one man company. That means single shareholders can establish a company. We can say this is an hybrid company, hybrid of sole proprietor and company. So who established this type of company? So there is a restrictions under the Companies Act. An Indian citizen plus a resident in India can establish this type of company. Resident of India means that person should be in India in the previous year for 182 days. So next characteristics of this company is, let us know about the members. So how many members is required to establish one person company? So here minimum one person is required to establish a OPC and maximum also only one person is required to establish an OPC. The important characteristics of this OPC is nominee. This is the special feature we can see in one-person company. The member can appoint or mention or nominate any person as a nominee. After his death, the nominee is going to become a member. This is the special feature of OPC. And the minimum one director is required to establish an OPC, and the maximum they can appoint 15 directors. So in this type of OPC, the company has to conduct at least 2 directors meeting in a 1 calendar year. It is compulsory and it is required. So these are all some of the important features of OPC. So the last type of company under the Companies Act of 2013 is company not for profit. The name itself says these are established not with the purpose of earning profit. These are all the association not for profit. These type of companies are established with a main intention to promote culture, art and charities. In order to establish or in order to get a license, the approval of central government is required. In order to make any alterations or amendments, the approval of central government is required. Now, research, education and sports are also added to this type of company. So, these type of companies are established with an intention of serving, and the profit is allocated for its development. So these are all the types of companies under Companies Act 2013. Thanks for watching.